welcome to another video. Today we're watching True Facts How Jellyfish Hunt by Frank. Yippee!
This episode sponsored by Imprint.
Wow, Imprint?
When the life of a jellyfish begins, it's not long before the sea monkeys start getting nervous. Fertilized egg, a few rounds of cell division, and they can already start moving around. Find a nice spot to settle and grow into a gelatinous tree with arms that seem to be flipping the world off in every direction.
Oh my god!
They can get away with that too, because they're armed.
I didn't know they...
Because it just
I didn't know they're born like this.
The polyps of jellyfish and other members of the cnidarian gang, like anemones and coral, have the ability to sting. Now, if you had sea monkeys growing up, this might be a tough episode for you. If you look a little closer at those tentacles, you can see they can fire off what sometimes looks like weaponized pubic hair. These structures, nematocysts, aren't really designed to just shoot off willy-nilly into the water like this. Normally, they go off on contact. They have these little trigger hairs that, if touched, cause water to rush into the...
What is a sea monkey? Sea monkey. Oh. Oh, okay. Wait, is this a stream idea? Is this something I should do on stream? Huh.
The cell.
Fairy
and this
shrimp.
creates an incredible amount of pressure. 150 atmospheres or over 2,000 psi. Pew. Now, see all that stuff that's curled up inside? Well, it's like an any belly button on steroids. All that pressure forces this inverted tube to rapidly turn itself right side out. It's like if you threw up so hard your esophagus came out.
Ew.
This first bit here is designed to pierce whatever touched it. And that allows the skinny part of the tube to unfurl inside the...
Why did he say that? Now I imagine it to be kind of painful. But obviously it can't be painful. Isn't it? Because jellyfish don't really feel pain, I think.
And the whole thing has barbs all over it, and there's venom on it. Looks like the devil's dental floss. In any case, it makes these polyps great at catching sea monkeys.
That's what I heard, at least.
Digesting what they can and discarding their carcasses like peanut shells on the floor of a ground round. Rest in peace.
No brain to go out. Interesting.
Delicious. Mwah. But listen, it's got to eat, because this jellyfish baby is actually a jellyfish babies. It goes through a transformation where it becomes a sort of ribbed-for-pleasure version of itself. What's actually going on here is that it's creating a clone army, a stack of genetically identical jellyfish saucer babies. And one by one, those get sent off into the world. Look at that. It looks like the stack is waving goodbye to itself.
Bye-bye.
These look like cute little snowflakes ringed with, well, sort of looks like camel toes. I mean, I don't mean... Well,
what do you mean, ew? I think they're pretty.
Tentacles start to sprout along the outside, and the bell shape of their body starts to form. Gently pulsating, as if it were the fringe of a skirt on a ballerina.
They're silly. I think, like, jellyfish are actually really pretty to look at. I know, like, you don't like them, Shira? I've been going to, like, I mean, what do you mean I've been going to aquariums? I probably haven't been in an aquarium in 2 years. But every time I went to an aquarium, usually the section with the jellyfish, they had like lights on them. So they were like rainbow colored. Hello to Suki-kun. Hi.
Def, look at this little top.
If you like them so much, why didn't you marry one? They don't have a brain. They will never love me back. Dehydrated and pickled jellyfish is considered a delicacy in several Asian countries. Oh, really?
Toddler, for example. The red one. Adorable, right?
What does it taste like?
Every kindergarten has one. You'll see. That tube hanging down in the middle there is its mouth/anus, or anus/mouth. Classic chicken and egg sort of thing, except, you know, a mouth.
Or eaten in bikini bottom. True! You're right! They eat them in bikini bottom. They're alright. Okay, do they taste like fish? Because, like, I don't know why. In my mind, they don't taste like anything because they are, like, made of a lot of water. The red one, really?
Poor little Timmy there's not going to be on the bus for drop-off, I'll tell you that much. You'll notice at this stage they can be a little twitchy.
The
they do have to practice their swimming. And you might think that after 500,000 or so full-bodied crunches, they'd be ripped by the time they were grown.
They're so cute.
But no, they keep their Renaissance
Kinda
figures.
salty.
They get their bill on and grow out those tenties. I mean, to be honest, they don't have that much muscle to work with in the first place. It's less than 1% of their body mass compared to the 50% for most fish, but in terms of the energy used to swim, fish are just efficient. Jellyfish are jelly-efficient.
Okay, but if you saw this one like in a different light, if it was darker in the back and this one was like, it had like green light on, it would look scary, I think.
It's terrible. They move.
Google says they don't have a flavor for the most part. Oh, I mean, but I guess if they're pickled, that gives them a flavor, right?
Through the interplay of two types of muscles. One type goes roundsies and the other sort goes upsy-downsies. You can see the two types very well on this one. Looks like a macrame project on a...
Because they are mostly made of water, yeah.
Acid trip. When a jelly like this wants to move, those muscles
like
work together
90%, probably.
Water out the back. Then to open back up, all they got to do is relax. And that's because its body acts like a spring that wants to return to its original shape. But this isn't just some flapping about. It's quite a precise movement that generates propulsion by farting out water donuts. The science hippies call them vortex rings. How lame is that?
Goofy!
So these are rings of swirling water. And the way they swirl causes water to shoot down through the center. And if you see...
Point is just give him another 10%, make him water. No!
Any water moving down, you know there's an equal force pushing up on the jelly. It's like looking at complicated footprints. Now, to create the best swirlies, they need their bodies to be just the right stiffness. Not so stiff that it's hard to squeeze, but stiff enough so that it retakes its shape quickly, but not too quickly. Think Goldilocks, but with a stiffy. Or don't. To turn, they can do a little flippy wave thing around the edge of their bell. You can see it changes the water flow and causes them to rotate. But maybe the neatest part of this motion isn't the squeezing, it's in that relaxing phase. You notice?
Mip rebrand jellyfish Vtuber to piss off Shira. Why does Shira hate jellyfish so much?
They're water rushes in as the bell expands, and this pushes the jelly.
To be fair, he said weird. He said ew when we watched the Snail video as well.
Forward, in a sense, recapturing some of the energy it spent on flexing. But this is a 2-for-1 because that water is also bringing food right to its mouth/anus.
Whoa!
A stream of snacks or a bidet.
They're kind of like Kirby.
That's why you see so many jellyfish,
but also not really.
They're not lost. Oh, they're eating. Jerry, that's a plastic bag. All right, honest mistake. You know what I get? I get jellyfish brain. It's what happens when you scroll through that mindless ocean of timelines on your phone. So it feels like how this looks. Now, Imprint gives you a better way to use that time.
Wow!
It's a fun and, quite frankly, beautiful way to learn.
Wow!
It's highly visual, bite-sized, and interactive.
I am a
snail.
Snail. I am a snail.
Holds on to what it's learning. No more jellyfish brain. I mean, there's a ton of things to choose from. Leadership, finance, philosophy, history. And look at this, interpersonal dynamics, the psychology of human relationships.
Thank you, Imprint. Thank you, Frank, for showing me Imprint.
And that's one of many multi-day courses you can take. You can go at your own pace, but if you just put in 5 minutes a day, you can get
it's like Duolingo.
A whole course in 2 weeks. And this is what Imprint is great at, helping you build...
Sorry, maybe I shouldn't say that.
...a habit around learning using the science of learning.
But you know what I mean, right?
App of the year, and named Essential Education App by Apple. If you want to support this channel and be introduced to an excellent learning experience, you should
support
check it out.
Frank.
Click on the link in the description or go to imprintapp.com/ZayFrank. You'll get a 7-day free trial, and if you love it, which you will, a 20% off annual membership.
Whoa!
Get Imprint and make the most of your screen time.
Awesome!
Don't get jellyfish brain.
Yippee!
Where were we? Oh, right. One sort of jellyfish got tired of all this swimming around. The subtle but genius innovation of the upside-down jellyfish was to turn upside down. And after that, it was off to the races. From that position, they figured out a different way.
But no joke, guys, support the Frank. I feel like I'm memeing a lot on those ads, but you know, I'm just saying, if it actually interests you, you should check it out.
Creating those water flows to bring particles to its mouth. But you've probably noticed there's a whole bunch of other crap surrounding that mouth. That whole floppy cauliflower situation, those are called oral arms. It's a good title for a war-themed pornography film, tell you what. Lots of jellyfish have them. They're not tentacles. These skinny bits here, they're the tentacles. The frilly ones are the oral arms. And while we're pointing things out, I should mention that these here are gonads. Because jellies don't
gonads?
Not going to try and hide the gonads. No, they're going to accessorize with them. Wear them.
They're pretty. Do you think the jellyfish ever runs into the ground and goes, who put the ceiling here? Oh my god, it's me playing the whole game. By the way, I still need to finish the whole game.
Like a brooch
oh no.
for everyone to see. You
Oh
learn
no.
a lot from jellyfish. Well, not that. I don't recommend that. Last thing I need is to get a call from your mom because you stapled your gonads to your lapel like it's my fault. It's bullshit. Anyway, the oral arms help capture and transfer food back to the mouth. From there, the bits go into a stomach situation and then into a network of
How's your hole
tubes.
doing?
And the tubes let all the parts get the nutrients and then it's back out.
I haven't grown it, no, not grown. I haven't dug it any deeper yet, but you know.
Through the anus/mouth. There are exceptions. Some have many mouths and many anuses, like they were designed by AI with an NSFW prompt. But generally, jellies follow the classic, dare I say, timeless mouth/anus, often with oral arms paradigm. Simple enough. Anywho, the oral arms of the upside-down jelly are special in a couple of ways. One is that they incorporate photosynthetic algae into their tissue and then eat some of the food that the algae makes for light.
The race?
The
I
other
guess
is
so.
grenades. Oral arms are often equipped with stinging cells. That's what the little white dots are. But
Oh.
the upside-down jellyfishes go beyond.
Wait, that's true. Isn't that a thing? I think that's like a thing if you are at like a tropical beach, or maybe it doesn't even have to be tropical. Maybe it's like enough in Italy. I don't know. Cause like that's what I remember. There were like jellyfish, and you had to be like there were a lot of jellyfish, and you had to be like careful. Not to like step into them because they actually sting you.
They release a mucus that contains what are called caseosomes, or Satan's popcorn. These caseosomes have cilia on them and they can move on their own. But their surface is also jam-packed with those stinging nematocysts. And if a sea monkey has the gumption to rub shoulders with one, it's all over. Jerry, there's a pube on the slide again. But it's
Think
not
jellyfish are useless? They don't do much for the environment, do they? I mean, it sounds like they kind of clean the ocean. It seems like they're a little bit like vacuums of the ocean. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Look what happens when you add a whole bunch of sea monkeys to a swimming pool full of upside-down jellyfish mucus. And at first it seems fine, but just 1 minute later it looks like...
Oh,
well,
no.
it looks like the sea monkeys I kept as a child.
They feed
Mommy,
stuff?
they're
Oh, yeah.
sleeping.
They're vacuums, but then they probably get eaten by bigger vacuums, right? By whales, maybe? I don't know if whales eat jellyfish, but I want to watch a video about whales, because I think it's really interesting how whales eat. Like, they're actual vacuums. Why are they working with no profit incentive? What do you mean? They're like the flying mushrooms of the sea. You're correct.
I mean, it's no wonder that some crabs wear these things as hats. I mean, it's stylish, and no one's going to mess with your head if it's covered with ouch-flavored Pop Rocks.
Holy shit.
But crabs aren't the only animal known to associate with jellyfish.
Oh my
Juvenile
god.
jackfish, for example, will sometimes swim around with a jellyfish in its mouth. I don't really know how it avoids the
Turtles
sting.
eat them.
I asked one, and it said...
And they're phytoplankton. Yeah.
So, anyway, as they get older, it gets awkward. It's like that man who had a relationship with a volleyball in that beach movie, Castaway. Oh, and to whoever it is that names the fish, there's that fish whose actual scientific name is Boops Boops. You should have saved that name for this one.
Bruh.
Sense for once. Anyway, there's over 100 species of fish that
It's
associate
silly.
with jellyfish.
Boops,
I mean, come on, you swim behind one of these things for a while. Tell me you wouldn't want to take a turn inside. That's what
I
this one
do.
did.
No. Why is it so pretty? Spend money on video games just for one of the awards if you want to see about whales. Hey, listen. I don't spend that much money on video games. Hi, welcome, Bimbo Limbo, welcome.
Get to use them for protection and maybe have a nibble once in a while. Because for some fish, the jellies are sort of like a gingerbread house, surrounded by a thicket of stinging nettles.
Ooh,
it doesn't always go
they
so
just
well.
nibble on
Mess
them.
with your balls, you get horny. Jerry, it's mess with the bull, you get the horns. Yes, I'm sure. Anyway, you can see that at least some jellies have a taste for sushi. The box jellyfish, for example, seems to actively
bye.
help the fish. Using vision, I know it sounds like a stretch, but many jellyfish have these structures called ropalia on the margins of their bell. The moon jelly, for example, has 8 of them, and each ropalium contained 2 simple eyes. It looks a bit, Let's just say it puts the eye in vagina, so to speak.
Wow!
Now, box jellyfish in the genus Tripedalium have 4 rapalia. Each one is on the end of a little stalk.
This looks kind of demonic. This looks kind of demonic. It reminds me of gorilla. That's so silly. That's so silly. Jealousy. You know, I have that one video where I wrote like snoozy on the thumbnail. Yeah, this one's gonna have jealousy. Looks like balls? Shira. I don't know. I feel like, look, can you see it? This is like the smile. And then this one is like eyes. And then, yeah, it looks kind of, I feel like this looks like demonic, like a demonic goose. Yeah, I see it. Thank
6
you.
eyes. 4 of them are simple things, but 2 of them are proper image-forming eyes.
Oh my
They look like
god!
real eyes. Each one of these little eye clusters has a crystal in it. And this crystal acts like a weight, so no matter what direction the jelly is turned, one eye is facing up. And that's because they
Cyclops.
live in these water channels that go through mangroves. And they seem to be able to navigate to better hunting grounds by looking up at the canopy where it can detect changes in the lighting. It's sort of like if Street View looked like this. Now, the box jellyfish is called a box jellyfish because it vaguely resembles a box. And that's great, call them what they look like. But be consistent. Like, this one's not called a bag of dicks jellyfish. Should be.
Bruh!
Call this one shrinkage and be done with it. Don't let the looks fool you. Here's a skeleton shrimp about to make that mistake. It's a real killer, this Lucernaria quadricornis. More like zombie dildo with pom-poms of death.
Oh
Or
dear!
what the hug of its sorting hat looks like when it's naked.
No!
You know what this one looks like?
Hello,
It looks like a
Luckless
French beret
Lemon.
trying to steal some bok choy. It's the kite your dentist brings to the park.
Oh my
It's like if a
god.
hand reached up out of a clogged toilet.
Oh, it does!
It's what a camping tent looks like when you let the kids set it up. It's an off-brand diva cup. If Cupid's bow was an automatic.
That was a jellyfish that looked crazy.
It's the walk of shame after a ball gown had a fun night out with a paper shredder. It's a commemorative
Bruh.
Stonehenge hat. Or a spiked
He does
railroad.
need to roast
A
them like
rogue
that.
placenta. If an acorn were a root vegetable. Or it's a gummy bear. If they were all shaped like butt plugs.
Whoa! Poor jellies, it's okay, they don't have feelings.
When your ball stretchers go up to 11.
Alright, awesome video. Okay. Thank you everyone! Thank you everyone for watching. I'm gonna, wait. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Please check out the Frank and check out Imprint if it interested you with the Frank's link. And the video is in the description. And please come over to Twitch if you want to watch me live. Bye YouTube! Bye!